Visitors, today we are finishing our second day of the online webinar program with our sponsor, the British Insurance Company. With us today, Gaia. Gaia will tell us more about the insurance that all foreign students must have before coming to Russia. This is a new law coming in the Russian higher education system. I would like to remind all of you that all international students that want to come to study in Russia, they must to have insurance for 1 year in order to be admitted to different Russian universities. So Gaia, I thank you for being with us today and kindly tell us more about the British Insurance Company and what options they have for the foreigner students, what they need to do. We are listening to you, please.
Okay, glad to. So good afternoon, dear university representative. Dear students and applicants, on my behalf, as well on the behalf of the British Insurance House, I would like to thank the organizers for the invitation to participate in this virtual educational exhibition. First of all, I would like to proudly say that Russia is recognized as a world leader in the training of mathematicians, physicists, chemists, geologists, engineers, programmers, doctors, and specialists in other natural sciences. Every year, students from all over the world come to Russia to study, and they are sure that they will receive all the necessary knowledge in their chosen specialty here. There are universities in the country that specialize in a variety of chosen specialties here. So applicants only need to choose a suitable training program, prepare and collect all necessary documents, come to Russia and start studying here. So foreign applicants in Russia, what awaits you is more than 800 universities in 90 regions of the country, from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok, more than 200 areas of training, I'm sorry, did we get connected?
Yeah, Gaia, we're listening to you, please.
Yes, so as I was saying, yes, so as I was saying, what awaits you is more than 800 universities in 90 regions of the country, from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok, more than 200 areas of training for mathematics and natural sciences to acting, more than 700 specialties for bachelor's, master's, postgrad studies, residency programs, and internship assistance. The current complex situation in the world associated with the pandemic and the spread of coronavirus infection not only affected the health of people around the world, but also made adjustments in almost all spheres of life and economic sectors. We all had to live and work in a new reality. Restrictive measures have been taken all over the world. Self-isolation, mask regime. The world is now not the same as we knew it before. In particular, many communities have gone digital. I'm not presuming to judge whether it's a good or a bad thing, but I can say with confidence that it is hardly possible to complete switch to online communications in all spheres of life. The primary concerns is education. I'm very glad that at the moment the epidemiological situation in Russia is relatively calm compared to countries of the world. We most painlessly survived the peak of coronavirus infection, on the verge of mass vaccination against COVID-19. The measure taken and the current situation in our country allowed Russian students and school children to start a new academic year in a traditional full-time format. However, I know that the foreign students studying in Russian universities do not yet have the opportunity to start their studies as usual. The ban on foreign The ban on foreigners from entering Russia was introduced on March 18th due to coronavirus pandemic. In June, the government allowed foreigners to enter for treatment in Russian medical organizations and those who need to take care of sick, close relatives. There are no special permits for foreign students yet. However, the borders are slowly being opened. Transport links have already been established with a number of countries. If, however, a student in a country with which an international connection has not been yet established, he will not be able to start classes in a traditional format. Only distance learning is possible. I know that most universities develop special distance learning programs, but both students and applicants themselves, as well as teachers, are representatives. I'm sorry, 1 second. Yes, I see that the students are setting to have a lot of questions. We will begin to answer right after we finish.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, as I was saying, so since the borders are slowly being opened and not all countries are allowed back in, so any student who's still abroad, he will not be able to start classes in a traditional format. Only distance learning is possible. Most universities developed special distance learning programs, but both students and applicants themselves, as well as teachers and representatives of the Ministry of Education and Sciences, understand that distance learning cannot provide the same quality of education as full-time, for obvious reasons. This is especially true in the medical and creative professions. Some teachers of Russian universities claim that the transition to online will lead to a drop in the quality of knowledge. Expansion and the depression of the higher education system in the Russian Federation. In this regard, the country's leadership is now considering various scenarios that will allow students to receive quality education in the Russian Federation. According to the information I have, over 100,000 foreign students, because of the pandemic, have not yet entered Russia to study at the universities. The decision on the admission of students has not been made due to the epidemic situation in countries whose students cannot enter Russia to study. It is assumed that foreign students may be allowed to enter the territory of the Russian Federation to receive education and continue their studies at Russian universities. For this purpose, amendments are made to the corresponding orders. According to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, the issue of returning foreign students studying in Russia is planned to be resolved within a month. It is assumed in that the year 2020 and 2021, foreign students studying at Russian universities will be allowed to study after a 14-day quarantine and passing coronavirus test, that's called PCR. These are innovations related to the current pandemic situation. However, earlier, Russian legislation established clear requirements for foreign students to ensure their health while they are in Russia. So they clearly regulate the entry and exit of foreign people wishing to study at the universities. Besides the main, in an explicit package of documents, which means the usual documents of any student that he brings with them, they also need to have a voluntary medical insurance policy, which is VHI, which will provide him with medical care for the entire period of his stay in our country. British Insurance House has been providing voluntary health insurance for international students for many years. We have insured students from more than 70 Russian universities. The voluntary health insurance program provided the international students by British Insurance House includes outpatient and policy care, laboratory diagnostic studies, x-rays, ultrasounds, etc., rehabilitation treatment in an outpatient clinic, emergency dental care, help at home, ambulance, and emergency hospitalization. British Insurance House provides international students with a 24/7 dedicated student medical dispatch and consulting service. Students can get any information related to health care by phone. The specialists to the British Insurance Company help in resolving conflicts between the insured student and the medical institutions, as well as in protecting the rights of the insured student. We also monitor the receipt by the insured student of a high-quality medical care while he is in the hospital. Nobody wants to think about the things, especially young and active youth. However, unfortunately in life, we are faced with surprises, not always pleasant, sometimes even tragic. In this regard, in addition, the student insurance program of the British Insurance House Company includes insurance against accidents, namely in case of partial disability or death as a result of an accident, as well as medical and transport repatriation to the country of the residence of the student. In the current difficult pandemic situation, due to the need of a 14-day quarantine upon arrival in the Russian Federation and passing a coronavirus test, we also offer an additional health insurance program for the quarantine period, which includes all the same medical services as in the standard program, which the only difference that they turn out to be at the location of the student during the period of his self-isolation. This additional voluntary health insurance program can also include a PCR test for coronavirus, which is required in order to start a full-time university studies. I would like also to remind you that according to Russian law, foreign citizens are required to have a voluntary medical insurance policy for the first day of their stay in the Russian Federation. British Insurance House takes care of the clients in a difficult pandemic situation that's happening around the world due to the coronavirus infection and invests foreign citizens. Applicants and students who want to apply for voluntary medical insurance policies with British House Insurance entering the Russian Federation, this will provide them with a proper insurance coverage right from the moment they cross the border of our country. They will not have to visit the office of any insurance company upon arrival to issue their policies. The insurance premium under the voluntary medical insurance policy for students can be paid by the students themselves or by any other person. Dear participants of the virtual educational exhibition, this is where I end my speech and thank you for your attention. Finally, I want to say we are all interested in the youth of our country and the whole world to receive a good education. So that all of our countries, all of us, each for our part, to the best of our strength and capabilities, contribute to this and will contribute in the future. If any of you have any suggestions on providing foreign students with additional insurance coverage during their stay in our country, we're always open for discussion. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer them.
Gaia, thank you. Thank you very much for this rich information that you present today. I would like to remind once again all our audience that the insurance, the medical insurance, it's a must nowadays for all international.
Thank you for emphasizing on this point. It's very important because once a student crosses the borders, as I said, the Russian law says that they need to have an insurance. Not because of the Russian law. So please, dear students, take care of yourselves. When you have an insurance, it is the rest of our minds that you are safe out there, and no matter what happens, you are covered and we can take care of you.
Yeah, exactly. This point that the Russian hospitals will cover, like pharmacies, many things is covered through this
Of course,
insurance. So
procedures,
this,
anything that they need is covered through us, and we always take care of our students, no matter
that,
where they're from and where they are on Russian grounds.
yes, this is exactly the right point. So we remind you again, dear friends, the insurance, medical insurance, it's a must, and to buy it for one whole year. It's not like before for a couple months. No, you
Of
must
course,
have it
it
for
is a
one
yearly
for 1 year.
coverage, so they have
Yeah.
nothing to worry about for an entire year.
Yes, for entire year. Exactly. So, Gaia, thank you very much for
Thank you
being with
so
us
much for your
today.
time and for
And
the
dear
students and whoever is
friends,
watching.
thank you. Dear friends,
Thank
today
you.
we're finishing our online webinars. We had a nice journey during the last days. We had Lomonosov University, UFU, we had the technical food industry, like many Russian universities with different fields. So thank you very much for being with us. We will coming again next week with the new universities and the new webinar sessions. Thank you very much for being with us, and see you again next week. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.